Hello, welcome to the world's greatest comic magazine, The Fantastic Four, number 13. Alright, I know a certain character's going to debut this issue, but we'll just have to wait and see because it's not shown on the cover. Mystery on the Moon. Enough fantasy super characters to fill 3 magazines, one of the most fantastic tales of all. More than 200,000 miles from Earth, the Fantastic Four face the menace of the Red Ghost. Also in this spellbinding tale, you will meet the most dramatic being of all time, the Mysterious Watcher. Okay, so the title gives it away. There's the character debut in this issue, which is the Watcher. I don't know anything about the Red Ghost, but you guys probably know who the Watcher is, so let's see how it is, and who he is, and what he is. Alright, let's get into it. The Fantastic Four versus the Red Ghost and his incredible super apes. Didn't expect apes. Twilight in New York City at the skyscraper headquarters of America's greatest superheroes. All is quiet until suddenly, unexpectedly, the stillness is shattered by a pulse-stopping explosion from the lab of Mr. Fantastic. Suffering cats! Look at Reed's lab. What happened? Something must have gone wrong with his experiment, Johnny. But where is he? You two stay back. I'll shove the junk aside and see if he's under it. This is a story by Stanley, art by Jack Kirby, and look at that inking. That's another Inspireman artist, Steve Ditko inking, which you can kind of see. I can see his little bit of a style in the inking, which is pretty interesting. I didn't know he would ink for other artists, but apparently he did. Or they just did his own pencils, shit. But apparently he's doing his inking, and lettering by our good friend Art Simic. I find that a pretty interesting tidbit that he did the inking. I don't know why it's interesting to me. I was about to see his name there. Reed, where are you, guy? Stop trying to worry us, you blasted animated rubber band. Reed, say something. Watch out, Ben. Maybe I can find him. I'll fly over the wreckage. Stop talking and move, hothead. Must be pinned under some of that debris. Suddenly, Torch, come back. I'm okay. Got to get him before the fumes overpowered him. There he is in his protective stretch suit. Thank heavens he's all right. I think this suit is the asbestos line. Even in the non-Strange Tales issues, I still see asbestos. Come here, little partner. Those fumes are dangerous. Huh? Hey, you got some strange way of thanking a guy for trying to help. What should I do? Blow up the joint up? I was experimenting with a new type of energy for rocket propulsion, and it proved even more powerful than I would have hoped it would be. Alright, you might have been killed. Yeah, what's even worse, you might have killed us. Look, it's still glowing, still giving off energy. Do you know what this means? Yeah, we're liable to get a hot foot. Quite clowning, Ben. I've discovered a booster fuel power, full enough to enable us to catch up with the Reds in the race to the moon. You mean that little thing will do it? But what is it, Reed? What's it made out of? It's composed of substances found in the meteor crater. First got the idea for creating it years ago. I think the Reds thought of it then, too. You see, a meteor fell in Siberia some time ago, flattering the 100 square miles of forest. I have long suspected that they developed their powerful rockets by utilizing the energy of the burned-out meteor, so I recently explored an American meteor crater in Arizona to satisfy myself. For pieces of the meteor back to the lab for intensive study, and then I discovered it. I was right. There is limitless energy contained within the fragment from outer space, and now I've found a way to harness that energy. All I have to do is expose this iron bar to the correct radiation, and it will furnish the power to send a huge rocket straight to the moon. This means America may win the space race. This is during the space race, in case you guys were wondering. And if you didn't know what happened in real life, for the little kiddies watching, we won the space race, so there we go. Yeah, America. By next week, as soon as I finish converting our experimental rocket, that's where I'll be, in the mysterious blue area of the moon. Just one chicken scratch a minute there, pal. What do you mean that you'll be there? This is the Fantastic Four, not a solo act. We're going with you. No, it's too dangerous, too untested. I can't ask you to risk your life with me. But you might need us, Reed. You're outvoted, boss man. You're stuck with us. Trouble with you is we've let you boss around so much that you're gonna think you can get along without us. Ben, cut it out. Don't. But we got a big investment in you. We ain't gonna let you go somewhere alone where you might hurt your adorable self. Do you get the message, mister? I heard you loud and clear, little friend. You win. We'll go together. How's he getting shoved in the tube for some reason? I don't get it. Here's the apes, apparently. By that moment, on the other side of the globe, behind the Iron Curtain, another strange experiment takes place. That is it. You must never forget. When the red light flashes, you turn the escape hatch wheel. Only a genius such as I, Ivan Kragoff, could have turned trained a gorilla to operate a spaceship. There, the blue light. Quickly put on your magnetic shoes. Well done, my monster slave, and now here's your reward. See that you remember your lessons while I go and practice with your other two schoolmates. Stay back, no food for you yet comrade baboon. It is important to me that you remain hungry. I want you to be mean, vicious, dangerous. Good, good. Your heart is filled with hatred. Soon I may allow you to fire your weapons at a real target. Everyone's a bullseye. You shall be a valuable addition to my little crew. And, oh, and finally, you the most brilliant of all. But you don't need brains for your work. I'm pretty sure baboons are smarter, or not as smart as orangutans, but whatever. Orangutans are smart. Don't diss my orangutan buddy there. Here's your reward, for you are the only orangutan in the world who can use tools and repair any machine at my command. Well, orangutans can use tools, but I guess it's the one that can repair the machine. Whatever. At last, my crew of apes is ready, and now we can go to the moon to claim it for the Communist Empire. And as fate would have it, at the exact moment, in two different hemispheres, similar launchings are about to take place. Here, Sue, let me give you a hand up to the entry hatch. This sure beats using a gantry. But isn't it ain't I ain't a pretty gal, so nobody carries me. Set the controls, comrade gorilla. The others settle back into your seats. Safety seats. Our great moment is at hand. Blast off! Blast off! But Ivan Krakow's mission is more than just reaching the moon. For Krakow, he has studied the history of the Fantastic Four for months. The Fantastic Four deprive their great power by being bombarded with cosmic rays. That is why I've designed my ship of transparent ceramic plastic like the nose cone of a missile, so that the cosmic rays will bombard me too. That sounds safe. My ship is clearly unshielded against the cosmic rays. Whatever dose of the rays the Fantastic Four receive, I shall get an even greater dose. For I shall not turn and flee from the rays as they did. I, Ivan Krakov, shall become even more powerful than the Fantastic Four, and so shall my apes. Together we shall be lords of the solar system. And now it begins. We are passing through the cosmic belt. I can feel the rays. They shall give me power. Power! Power! Part 2, Mass of the Moon. Meanwhile, an American ship safely shielded against the mysterious cosmic rays. Got no time to look at anything now. I'm enjoying this free fall. It's like floating cloud. I read his thing first because it's the top. I guess I should have read Sue's first. Look, off in the distance, there's another spaceship. It must be a communist insignia, but they have announced no space shots. I don't understand. This will give me a chance to use that new auto websuit for you designed for me, Reed. You mean you want to fly out and investigate the ship? Sure. It's going to take release an artificial atmosphere around me, allowing me to flame on in an airless space. I'll be a geezer, a gasser, or I don't know. Here goes. Holy cow, the ship's transparent. I can see right through it. It doesn't look like it has any shielding against cosmic rays. This gets kookier all the time. No one's aboard except for that one guy and a trio of apes. We have passed through the cosmic belt now for the great moment. Let us see what miraculous superpowers we have acquired. Strange, you look exactly the same. No one has changed. But that can't be. The rays must have affected us. They must have. Suddenly, the massive gorilla notices the human torch fiery form through the transparent hull of the ship. What is it? Why are you gaping that way? What is wrong? And then almost without effort, the lumbering anthropoid? Oh, I know anthropoid? Heard that word. Okay, seizes it and lifts a 5-ton generator as though it was weightless. No, it can't be! You have changed. Your strength has increased 100-fold, but you stay back, till I decide what to do with you. This gun will keep you at bay till wait. The gun, what happened to it? It's changing, it's altering its form, it's turning into the baboon! He too was affected by the cosmic rays. He has the power to change its shape to turn into a copy of anything. It's more than I dared hope for. What about the orangutan and me? Then at the moment, Ivan Krakow also noticed the human torch, and the orangutan sees the torch too. There's someone out there. That is what excited the gorilla before. What are you doing? Your arms are magnetic rays are coming from it. You become magnetized somehow. Pointing at his right arm, the figure outside the orangutan repelled him, just as the polarized magnet would repel a sheet of tin. Got to make it back to the ship. Got to tell the others. They got to be warned. We're racing to the moon with communists and 3 super apes, and the 4 of them may be more powerful than we are. You back just in time, Johnny. The action of the Automo websuit doesn't last forever. Well, some astronaut you make. don't even know when to come in out of the rain. I was so excited about what I saw, I didn't realize the air supply was dwindling. I know this sounds batty, but there's one human colony in that ship and 3 different apes, each with some kind of superpower. They must have been affected by the cosmic rays, as we had once been. The lone human must be Ivan Krakoff, the Red's top space pioneer. He's been vowing to be the first human on the moon. That must be the reason their ship is transported. He must have wanted it unshielded so the cosmic rays would affect him and his apes, the way they did us. Look, moon, dead ahead. Fire retros. Minutes later, as the great ship slowly ascends on the moon's surface. We did it. The energy pile worked. We're landing smack in the center of the mysterious blue area. And there's the reason it's photographed blue. There's a long, dead city below us, the remains of some ancient civilization. Man is at first on the moon. There's air here. You don't need a mask. Yippee! I can flame on. I can fly. Fly, homeboy. I work alone. The atmosphere extends for miles. It must have been created by the race that built the city. But we forgot about the other ship. Let me stretch up and look around. It must have also landed by now. You look at this. It's some kind of ultra-modern house. And it looks as though someone's living in it. It's not in ruins like the rest of the place. We must investigate it. Come, Sue. I'll give you a lift. Hey, wait for me. Hold on. Crying out loud. Looks like I just came along for the ride. The only time anyone notices me is when they need a hunk of muscle to save them. I must be losing my marbles because I sworn I saw that rock move. I'll just keep playing thing out of my way. Hey, what the heck? For the love of Pete, they turned into baboons. There's more of them. They must be the 3 apes the torch saw. Look up, Blasher. Take your hurt paws off me before I smash you empty heads together. Enough, my pets. Now leave the grotesque American to me. You have seen but a fraction of our power. Now you will face the most unbeatable foe of all as you are defeated by the Red Ghost. Red Ghost, what do you think you're doing? Scaring a kid? I'll show you how worried I am about. Hey, what? Ha, now you know this is my power I got from the cosmic rays. I can make my body unsolid like a ghost, and you cannot hurt that which you cannot touch. So what? If your body's as unsolid as a ghost, then you can't do any harm to anybody either. That, my enemy, is where you're wrong. Through mental control, I can will any part of my body to become solid. Instantly. Solid onto Grass's club, for instance. But then suddenly, Adolf put down the weapon. The Watcher commands you. The thing, the red ghost, and the 3 scrapes in amazement at what they at the one who seems to have appeared from out of nowhere. Then as the rapes start to move forward, they are forced back by waves of sheer irresistible energy. Part 3. The Watcher appears. Suddenly, for the thing can make another move, the 3 apes are whisked away from him by an invisible force field and placed in an unbreakable globules? I thought globules, apparently, of shimmering syntho matter, and then a strange, rich voice rings out. Cease this useless conflict. The Watcher commands you. Crying out loud, what's going on here? How'd the apes get in those floating globes? And who is that? It shall be all explained in due time, but first, I must bring both opposing forces together. Come from your place of concealment, Ivan Krakoff. And then slowly, quietly, the Watcher speaks. Hear my words, you of Earth. I come from a world so far from here that you do not even suspect its existence. Our entire home planet is one vast, gigantic computer. My people roam the Earth, the entire known universe, watching and observing other worlds. We have seen planets where life evolved from seas of molten metal. We have witnessed the death of worlds that were older than your entire galaxy. And worst of all, we have seen once noble races turn savage and warlike with their passing of time, which your own foolish breed seems headed for. But during all the age we have done nothing but watch. Never have we interfered. Never have we made our presence known. But now I have broken the silence of centuries in order to save your people from savagery. You dare think you can stop the communist march of conquest? Shut up! Let him finish! Sooner or later, both your nations may engage in a war which might devastate your entire planet. That is not my concern. But now you bring your conflict to the moon, to my domain. I will tolerate no large-scale war here. Instead, you, and only you, shall fight it out. I have spoken. Look, he's fading away. Well, if we're going to sell this thing between us, there's no time like the present, Mac. Fool! There's no way you can harm me. You cannot even touch me. I shall defeat you all. But the instant, unaware of what transpired over the horizon, Mr. Fantastic, groping a thing, finds him. Come back, Torch, I found him. I've got the thing. Hey, what the? Let go! Where have you been, Ben? We've been looking all over for you. Easy, boy. You're crushing my arm. We want to show you the strange house we found. Someone must be still living in it. Yeah, I know. It's the Watcher. The Watcher? What do you mean? I'll explain later. It ain't gonna be easy. Here, this is the place. What do you make of it? This house is never really see the Watcher himself. He can do anything. He wants us to fight it out with the Kami for control of the moon. Look, that must be him inside the glass dome. Then slowly the Watcher becomes visible to Fantastic Four as he stands in his great chamber, using his vast powers to manipulate the very fabric of space and time itself. And now I shall bring both warring factions together in a vast scheduled combat area here upon the moon. No sooner has a thought passed the Watcher's mind than the Fantastic Four find themselves swept upward in a whirlpool of shimmering energy. A floating, spinning whirlpool that brings them to 100 miles wide chasm on the moon, surfacing the most crucial battle of their career. Part 4. Duel in the City. We're inside a numerous dead city. There is still enough atmosphere left to enable us to breathe freely. Breathing's the last of your worries, sister. The Watchers must have put the Kami in those blasted apes here somewhere too. They all got superpowers. They can match ours. That's their boss before. If that really wants to fight, I figured the Fantastic Four are just the ones to give him to him. This is wrong. Why should we battle Krakow? We can't leave. Why can't we leave our differences behind us? Is the first step to the stars, and we should all make the trip together as fellow Earthmen. That's a real number thought, Galahad, but I got news for you. Krakow ain't gonna buy it. Now he thinks that him and those apes are strong enough to lick us and claim the moon for the commies. Ben, nobody is strong enough to defeat a free people. Don't forget that. That horrible man, those deadly beasts, they'd be watching us at the very moment, waiting us to strike. And the female is right, and you, Torch, shall be my first victim. You cannot flame on. My freeze gun covers you with a coating of ice. Duck, Torch, that something's on you. A truly noble gesture. You have sacrificed yourself for the flaming one. But how? Now I can seize the helpless female and hold her hostage. He's got soon, but not for long. You and me are always clamoring for action, hothead. Where's your chance? Let's go. Bearky, get out of my way here. No gibber baboon is gonna stop the Human Torch. The Torch meets his first setback when at the command from the Red Ghost. Thus moving Super Ape turns himself into a massive, thick, twice an issue, asbestos. How many times are they going to go fall back on this trope? I guess every issue. Finally, the torch is flame with his deadly embrace. And as the thing rushes to Johnny's side, the Red Ghost barks out another order, and the second Super Ape leaps into the fray. A ton of fighting fury springs at those in the form of a maddened gorilla, whose normal strength has been increased 100-fold by the awesome cosmic rays. Ugh! Those blasted rays made him stronger than me! He just like I was nothing! We really got a fight on our hands! The measure of a man is not how well he fights a winning fight, how bravely he faces hopeless odds, and beneath his grotesque exterior, Ben Grimm is indeed a man. No matter how strong you are, just let me land one haymaker on you, just one, before the thing can get within range. That's it, my pet. You obeyed my mental command perfectly. I knew it by exposing ourselves to the cosmic rays for a longer time than they did. We have become more powerful than the Fantastic Four. The world's ours! And now, my faithful orangutan, just remaining powers attract a human body. Good, now the girl can never escape. He's holding me to get me magnetically. I can't move. I'm completely helpless. Bring her into the I'm not going to try to attempt to say that word. Matic powered car I have found. Now the others follow him we shall be gone before prisoner before our enemies can find us. Sinclair using a vehicle designed by an unknown long vanished race which has once inhabited the moon. There goes and the super apes plunges into an underground cavern. While on the surface, what you doing up there, Ben? Who does it look like? I'm big brain. I'm waiting for a taxi. Sorry, I had a problem breathing. Now skip the question and see if you can throw out Mr. Useless over there. You sure agree with the wisecracks, buddy boy, but I noticed that I'm the one doing the work. Minutes later, thanks fellas, I couldn't last much longer. Krakow and his apes made off with Sue. Reed, what's our next move? Brother, there's another brilliant question. We were trying to tackle them with brute force alone. They're at least as strong as we are. We got to find them again and then outsmart them. If that means we gotta use our brains, then the torchbearers stay behind. Oh, quit playing traffic, you big ox. Under the guidance of Mr. Fantastic, the torch and the thing create another vehicle. We're capable of following a quarry into the dark labyrinth. Why can't we follow him without this thing? Reed wants us to save our strength for when we'll need it. Now that you got any save squirt. Good work, fellas. It's crude, but it'll do the job. You kidding, pal? What'll we use for a motor? We got a ready-made motor. Torch, get inside the cylinder and do what I told you. Stop from chaos. You turn your into a human jet engine. Reed's gonna file on a foot. He said has a plan. Ben said Krakow can't be touched, can't be harmed. I've got to find a way to defeat him. Perhaps among all his scientific devices from a dead civilization to create a weapon. Meanwhile, not far away, I have freed you from your magnetic pull. For you, you cannot escape from the chamber. So, and how I keep my spray separated from those packages of food? By a force field. The hungrier they are, the more they obey me. No matter how you gloat, Reed, Ben, the torch will find you soon, and then. But of course, I want them to find me. In fact, I shall go on and lure them to this spot. Although this locked door will keep you a prisoner, nothing can bar the way of the red ghost. If only I could find a way to eliminate the force field to free the super apes, I would take my chance with them rather than the red ghost, for they are like the communist masses, in, innocently enslaved by their evil leaders. Krakow has had more time than we to explore the mysteries of the dead city. Being able to go through walls, he could inspect everything he desired, but there must be a way to control the force field he discovered. If only, wait, here it is, the master cable. I've broken the circuit. The apes will be free. Just as I expected. They're so obviously hungry they didn't even notice me in their frantic attempt to get their food, which Krakow has left on the other side of the force screen. It's lucky for me because turning invisible wouldn't save me from them. Their sense of smell could detect me as easily as their eyes. And now no longer under the red ghost mental control, they won't want their freedom. Hope they would use their strength to break the door down. At the same time, unaware of what has transpired behind him. There he is, Torch. He just came out of the wall. They see me. Our plan is working perfectly. Now to quickly return back through the wall, the torch will be undoubtedly burned through the stone to get to me. As soon as he appears, this all-powerful distinguisher array, which I was fortunate enough to discover here, will dispose of him and the thing forever. And unaware of the deadly danger awaiting him behind the cavern wall, the Human Torch uses his fantastic flame to melt his way to the Red Ghost. Johnny, stop! Don't do it! It's a trap! Huh? Sue, you're safe? We turned invisible and walked through there first. I thought so. A deadly ray gun. Some sort aimed right at the spot. Whew! It's not affecting you, sis. I guess I won't react to anything against anything which isn't below the visible spectrum of sight. Well, whatever it is, I'll make sure I'll never mess with anyone again. So there you are, Mr. Untouchable. Well, let's see if heating the molecules in the air itself can make it a little warm for you. Blasted brat, you escaped my trap, but I'll get you yet. Got to get away from them until I can perform my new plan. Escape is a simple matter for me. I'll merely climb right through the very core of the dead city till I reach the surface. What a stroke of luck! There is the headquarters of the Watcher. What a fabulous storehouse a scientific marvel must be. To learn the Watcher's secrets, the universe itself will be mine. There is no one to stop me, for a man who cannot be touched cannot be stopped. But as the Red Ghost looks about him in the strange interior, the Watcher's domicile, I don't know what that is, he finds it's beyond human understanding. It's too alien, too different. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Suddenly, before the intruder's startled eyes, a vast shimmery screen appears, and a deep, emotionless voice fills the hushed chamber. Foolish Earthling, you dare disturb the privacy of the Watcher. In one brief microsecond, I can transport you to a place in limbo where you would remain throughout all of eternity. And by expending the smallest amount of mental energy, I could throw you a million years into the past, or equally as far into the distant future, where you would witness the end of the entire galaxies. But a mere helpless human is not worthy of even that much effort on the part of the Watcher, and so I simply brush you from the presence of as I would do to a menacingly. There he is, we found him! Hey, that gizmo you put together really worked, chum. The rig goes dead in its tracks. I knew would work. I designed this paralysis ray to operate on the same micro level as the zone's high body structure. If he's helpless, then we won. Can't be sure yet, Sue. There's still the Watcher to be heard from. The three super apes are still to be accounted for. Look at the edge of that crater coming towards us. It's him again. The contest is over. You have triumphed. And my mission, too, is at an end. Now that mankind has reached the moon, I must go to a more distant part of the galaxy to observe you mortals from afar, for we watchers must be ever aloof, ever apart from other races. Remember this well, no matter where you voyage, no matter how far you travel, no matter whatever reaches of the endless universe, you will never be alone. And now farewell, space is your heritage, see that you prove worthy of such a glorious gift. But even as the awesome figure of the Watcher dwindles away in the silent night, five still nude figures slowly close around the discarded palace's ray gun. Well done, my faithful slaves. You obeyed my mental commands. You reversed the paralysis ray cycle, freeing me. Now quickly, hand me the weapon, and together we shall wipe out our unsuspecting enemies. Wait, why are you staring me that way, aiming the ray at me? Your eyes are gleaming with hatred, with vengeance. See back, do you hear me? I am your master. I made you what you are. Stay back. It's no use. I can't control them. As long as he holds the paralysis ray, I'm at his mercy. Look at the super apes are chasing the ray ghosts away, protecting their own leader. Lucky for us that they are. If they ever reunite, the combination of their superpowers might be enough to defeat our own. Knock it off, Reed. You sound like the voice of doom. We can beat anybody, and you know it. I won't argue, Ben. Probably better off if we all feel that way. And now we'll return to Earth and present our fully tested rocket fuel to the National Space Agency. Our mission to the moon is finished. It'll be great to get home. We can sure use a rest. But on to our four weary friends. They're heading into a still more fantastic adventure, for they are about to again cross the path of two of the most dangerous foes they've ever faced: the mighty Submariner and the sinister Puppet Master. But that's a tale from the next issue. Next time, we're doing whatever they said is going to happen. I'll see you then.